one thing that shocked me, I didn't think of this until now, but when we stopped at a rest stop in, I think it was Selma, we went into the ladies' room, and within a minute I'd say, there was an announcement. All the people on the bus going to Mississippi or wherever, Tennessee maybe, I'm not sure, get back on the bus immediately. And there was a crowd forming, a violent crowd. And what the police would do was they would drive their police cars to the place of the bus. They would put the sirens and the lights on, and then they'd leave, which was a signal for anybody, we were open game. And so that was, even though I knew about all the violence, it was shocking to see, I know the role of the police in the South, but I wasn't used to that. Another shocking thing was in the courtroom where we were tried, it was segregated, which of course it would be, I guess, but I knew about ladies' rooms and waiting rooms, but the court was segregated. And the sheriff who arrested us at the bus station, who wasn't too bright, he was the witness for the prosecution, and they said to him, "Did you arrest these people before or after you told them to move on?" Because that was what he said to us, move on. And he said, "Before. I arrested him before." And they said, no, let us ask. They asked him 3 times before he could get that he had arrested us after. So, just seeing what a courtroom in the South looked like.
I had never been in the American South before, and I think that the most shocking thing to me was simply being there and seeing, realizing that I actually was frightened all the time. And I suddenly realized if I were a black person and I were in an area where there were white people in this place, I would be frightened all the time. And what the hell kind of a life is that? Because I don't like this one bit. It didn't occur to me to go home and say, I'm really scared out of my mind, I don't want to be here. But it was somehow, everything felt to me just bursting with violence and sort of hatred, which in the bus terminal, when I was there with my little group, and we had no incidents on the ride, we just rode from Nashville to Jackson. But it was feeling the shocking thing was seeing when people were at the bus station, the white Klans people, segregationists, Jim Crow supporters, whatever one wants to call them, which wanted to beat the hell out of us, but by that time when I went in late July, the police were protecting us because this was already a big public thing, and the government was being embarrassed by this because it meant African nations were sort of looking and saying, hey, this is supposed to be the free world. Russia. We're the alternative to totalitarianism in communist Russia, but look what's going on here. That seeing the veins popping out of people's necks when they were screaming at us and realizing these people are defending a world. We are really doing something serious. This is like challenging this whole world that these people want to uphold, and they want to kill us if they could. And then realizing when I got out of jail and then was taken with a bunch of other Freedom Riders to a Masonic lodge, a black Masonic lodge, where a group of women made dinner for us, and that fixed up my stomach. I had a really good meal, and there were men in that room with and they had shotguns lined up along the wall. And I said, "What's this?" And they said, "Well, the movement is nonviolent. We think the movement should be nonviolent, but white racists come around here and they want to kill you, and they want to kill us, and they want to kill those women who are making dinner for you." and come outside for a minute. And they showed us the bullet holes in the side of the lodge. And they said, we believe in nonviolence, but when those people come around here and shoot up the place, we go outside and we fire off some rounds and they run away. So we're not violent men, but we use this. And I thought, those women are risking their lives for us, to give us a meal. And now, today, there's no book that has, I don't know what their names were. There's no book that has their names, but that was also shocking. It was like humbling, like look at that. Look what they're doing in the face of this hideousness, and that's just great.
And along those lines, when I got out of jail, there was a lovely family who hosted us, like took 3 of us in, and we had to go to Western Union to pick up some money that my mother had wired so I could get home. And they said to me as we got in the car, they said, you have to lie down on the floor in the back seat. And I said, why is that? And they said, because it's illegal for a black and white to be together in Mississippi. So if anybody sees us, I knew what, I'm sure, I don't know, maybe I would have been thrown in jail, but you better believe that they would have been. And that was deliberate so that blacks and whites who might want to get together and help the movement would not be able to do that.